So, hello everyone. Hi colleagues. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us. Fasten your seatbelt. Today the event will be very exciting, I'm sure. And let me start with introducing myself. I'm Elena, Salesforce Principal Architect lead in Customertimes. 19 years in IT, 9 years in Salesforce development and architecture. I deal with pre-sale every day, almost every day, so I will share my experience today with you about this process. So my talk today is dedicated to pre-sale process and how it should be organized in order to be successful on pre-sale stage. I will share the best practice and tips with you, and we will be talking about skills which Salesforce Architect needs to develop. So you know that pre-sale is a stage when a future project is planned and estimated or evaluated to create a profitable proposal for the client and for the company itself. And usually it's carried out before the deal and of course before the start of the project. And it's important to understand that every company which provides services or his own products has this pre-sale stage. It can be named in a different way, but it doesn't matter. We need to understand that anyway, it still exists. So please look at the typical standard talk between sales manager and technical lead or architect on pre-sale stage. Sales manager, can we implement this client needs? Architect, yes, sure. Sales manager, how much time will it take and how much it will cost? Architect, I will prepare high-level design and compose the estimations. Sales manager, great, but we need a proposal now. Familiar situation, right? We need this now. And this like typical dialogue, and we are several options can be in the future after that. And sales manager can decide to prepare pre-sale activities by himself without technical guy. It means that he will make the reviewed approximate estimations just because in his technical expertise it's not enough in order to do this. And there is a risk for a mistake, and sometimes that mistake can be five times. You can see this. So yeah, really mistakes at this stage can hurt in the future from missed deadlines, financial losses, to the missed of reputation of the company. Really, it's very critical. And the opposite, the right pre-sales give you the opportunity to win the client, to get the project. And not only, it gives the opportunity to be ready for the future project as much as possible. So the main thing is here, is correctly built workflow. That's why the key factors in order to get successful pre-sale is to build the pre-sale process and stick to that, to involve the right people on the pre-sale stage, and really to have the high-level expertise on this stage. Ideally, the team on the pre-sales, it looks like the sales manager, yeah, because he knows how to sell. Architect or technical lead, just because this guy will help on the pre-sale. In terms of technical aspects, he will ask the right business and technical questions to the client and clarify everything. He will prepare the solution design for future project on high level, of course, and he will make the estimations. And also delivery had a project manager. It's very good to have these guys on the pre-sale stage because they will help to mitigate risks for the future project at the beginning, in advance. So please look at the pre-sale process, how it looks like in ideal mode, I would say. From the moment when we meet the customer to the moment when the proposal is ready, a huge number of events can happen. Ideally, we have the clear requirements in ideal situation. Then the stage of the discovery was held, and then solution architect or the technical lead can make the prepare the proposal and make the estimation, and after that there will be stage with presentation of this proposal to the client and objection handling and the communication with the client about the future solution and proposal. And it looks perfect, but really it's not the case because usually we are facing a lot of challenges during this process. First of all, uncertainty. You need to understand that on the pre-sale stage there will be a lot of uncertainty, high-level uncertainty. First of all, in terms of what customer wants to implement, what their business wishes, business needs. The next challenge, I would say, to work with client expectations. Like often the problems arises when the client has his own vision of the project. For example, he can solve such project or such problem in the past, and he knows, or he think that he knows how it can be implemented now. That's why he has his own vision about the future solution, prices, timing, and so on. And it looks good if it's adjust or align with reality, but if it's not, in this case, the task of architect is to return client to the reality. The next challenge is working with sales. You know that sales manager, during his operational works, they always go through pushing through the sales, and sometimes it can be against the purpose of the company or the capability of the company. And here the task of the architect and delivery head is to understand the sales manager, to correct some things in order to pre-sale and the future project was comfortable for all sides, and for the client and for the teams as well. And of course, pre-sale times is very short always. Sometimes we have 2-3 days in order to prepare the pre-sale from the beginning to the end, and we need to prepare everything during this period. It's really sometimes really challenging. The next challenge is dealing with the customer objections. On the stage when the proposal is ready, we need to communicate with customer and present him the solution, future solution proposal. And the most often questions here are from the client side. Why it is so expensive? Why the deadlines it's like that? Are you sure that is the best solution? And so on. And the task of architect here is to explain to the client in reasonable way everything that he needs to clarify. But again, in such way that the clients will sign the contract. Also, one of the challenge, I would say, like lack of expertise, because you know that Salesforce has a lot of products, clouds, marketing cloud, sales cloud, service cloud, community cloud, CG cloud, and so on and so on. CPQ is very often a case in our company. How to be professional in all of this area? It seems it's not impossible, right? And yeah, sometimes on architect role, you will sometimes you will think that you have not enough expertise. But later we will talk how to manage with that. But really, it can be the case. And the lack of specialists, yeah, sometimes it can be a very challenging task, because when we start the project, we need to prepare the right team for this project with appropriate expertise. And sometimes we need to search or select appropriate specialists in the company. And it can take some time. So during the proposal preparation, it's very important, please don't forget about assumptions and risks. Just because it can help you in the future. And also don't forget to write down the open questions for the clients in order to clarify it. If not now, then maybe later, but it should be very important. So, for example, I would like to explain why the assumption can be very, very important things here. For example, we have the client who already has some Salesforce implementation, and he has the request to the Customertimes to make some improvements with this solution. But really, we don't know how it implemented, like under the hood, because on the short pre-sale stage, we don't have enough time to make the whole assessment of the system. Here, we need to propose to the client to make the whole assessment stage. It can be 2 or 3 weeks, for example. It depends on the like size of the project. And in this case, we will make very approximate estimations how long time will take the improvements of the system. And that's why we will add into the assumption, like highlight, the estimations can be changed after the assessment stage. It's very important, and really it will help us to make some luft in order to make the correct estimations after the assessment, when we have already the whole picture how system is implemented and how much time will take the improvements. And another example here. Let's imagine that the client has requirements to implement the call center. He needs the CTI. And imagine that we decide to propose him Service Cloud Voice solution. You know that it's Salesforce product provided CTI, and it works based on AWS and Amazon under the hood, Amazon Connect. And imagine that during the short discovery phase, we got the information that the client already tried to implement CTI, but it has never worked. We know that the client doesn't have appropriate people who has knowledge how it was, those implementation was done. In this case, we will add into the assumption the main point and configuration of AWS Connect account at Amazon Connect will be implemented not from the scratch. It will be rebuilt. Why it is important? Because it will be the different estimations. because implementation from scratch in some cases can be more easier just to rebuild something that was done before. And also we will add to the assumptions the point that all service agents have Service Cloud license, just because it's like prepositions to the Service Cloud voice product. In different way, otherwise we need to add the costs for the licenses into the proposal. And also, based on our experience, we know that the process of phone registration will take big time, 2 weeks at least. So sometimes it can be more, and we cannot influence on that. That's why I would suggest to add to the risks into the proposal the point that the process of phone registration for Amazon Connect can take more time as expected, and it may have the impact on the timeline. Just we highlight such risk. Okay, as you understood already, there are a lot of challenges here. That's why list of skills are very important for the architect on this in these activities. What are they? Of course, great communication skills. It's clear, yes. Good understanding of business area and industry of the client. We should know that architect, it's not only about technical expertise. It's expert in business and in industry as well. Yeah, of course, great technical expertise and ability to learn new things. Yes, because Salesforce is a very huge system, and we need to keep up to date, and we need to be ready to learn new things and very fast. And also ability to work with client expectations is very important skills. Yeah, I have had some examples why it's very important, and in order to return the client to the correct vision of the project. And stress resistance as well, you know, that it's very not stressful work, but sometimes it can be like that. And as you see, all of this looks like very complicated, right? And how to implement this into reality. I have some tips how to do the pre-sale process in successful way. And first of all, first point is to create the pre-built solutions or kits for proposals. Really, it can be helpful for you because, yes, if you have the pre-built things, it can save time and you can use it in the future. How to do that? You know that Salesforce has a lot of products and clouds. And for example, we know that CPQ is very often story in our company. We have a lot of opportunities related with CPQ, and in this case, we take the CPQ cloud and make the decomposition it to the modules or features, and we make the high-level estimations for each module or each feature, how many days it will take to implement out of the box. And we make this pre-built kit for CPQ. Also in our Salesforce practice in Customertimes, we make such pre-built kits for Service Cloud, for Sales Cloud, for Health Cloud, and so on. And it helps us to save time on pre-sales because we know the basic, and we can customize it and add additional cost to the proposal regarding the in terms of business needs. And the next tip in my list is focused on the specific areas. of Salesforce products and clouds. For example, if historically you are an expert in life science industry, for example, you had a couple of projects in this area, it would be great if you choose this like your expert area, and you will keep it up to date, and new features in this area which Salesforce provides. In every release, it would be great if you will learn and be focused on this and keep it up to date. But also, it will be very good if you learn new things step by step. Some new clouds or products of Salesforce, and you can add this into your personal development plan. And devote time to learn new things regularly. It should be like your morning exercises. And of course, very important to create dream team. Your experts, architects, in order to make some brainstorm sessions with them, to share the knowledge, to ask some questions and discuss some future solutions in order to be sure that really we propose the best solution for the client. And surround yourself with the people you want to learn from, like your mentor or great expert with huge expertise in order to learn from him. Okay. And also, please pay attention at this slide. I would say that we need to know that some phrases should be avoided on the calls with the client on pre-sale stage, or it doesn't matter on the not pre-sale, at next stage of the project. Please avoid the phrase like, I don't know, I'm not an expert in this area, it's my first pre-sale in such industry. Please avoid this. Just say, okay, I will check it if it works, or I will investigate it quickly and collaborate with my colleague to check, and like this. It will be more professional. Well, as a result, working for a long time in this area, on the pre-sale stages, I'm sure that the pre-sale is a very important stage. If you make a mistake on pre-sale, it can be very critical. Yeah? You can lose client, and opposite, if you are doing the best pre-sale, you can win the project, you can get the future project. It's a way to attract client. Just pay the attention that it's very risky to underestimate this process. Everything has to be prepared. That's it from my side. If you have any questions, I will be glad to answer.
Hello, Elena. Thank you for a presentation. Could you provide information about most shortly pre-sales in your life, in your career? Maybe you remember, for example, your customer said we have 2 days or we have 3 hours for make decision. Maybe you provide most shortly pre-sales in your life.
The most challenging task, I would say, pre-sale, it was when we need to prepare the pre-sale during the day. So in the morning we got the request that we need to prepare the proposal for the client, and in the evening we have the meeting with the client, and we need to suggest some solution there. But of course we can try some workarounds how to do that in the best way. We can make a lot of uncertainty in the assumptions again, and so on. We try to ask a lot of questions from our sales managers, because when I, as a Salesforce architect, got the request in the morning and we need to prepare the solution to the evening, it means that everything was on the previous stage. why I wasn't involved there. And I suppose that sales managers knows the previous story, what was there. And of course, I will ask him a lot of questions. How was the communication with the customer? What information we have for now? I will try to get a lot of info from sales manager, because I don't have chance to ask the client in this moment. Yep, like this. I can share also the I would say worst.
Was it the worst? Yeah, I wanted to ask you, was it the worst pre-sale, or it's average pre-sale when the client wants, we want faster and cheaper? How it was?
Yeah, I will start with the worst case. The worst case was like it was related with the mistake of sales manager, because he didn't ask the client about his budget, expectation about the budget for the future project. What was on the pre-sale stage? We gather great team to prepare great pre-sale, like a couple of technical architects. We made the great demonstration. We make the proof of concept for the client. So it was really great activity, and we put a lot of efforts in the pre-sale. But at the end, it turned out that the client just doesn't have enough budget at all. It's like it was mistaken 10 times. The task of the sales manager is to get the knowledge from the client, feelings, what his expectation about the future project. And if we understand that in terms of technical side, it's a great project, and really we make the root estimation at the beginning that it will take them $100 million and so on, but it doesn't adjust it with the feelings and expectations of the customer. We will not start this pre-sale. We will make the rejection at the beginning. In the worst case, we put a lot of efforts, and just after the presentation proposal to the client, we got a rejection almost. So it was not a pleasant situation. And the best solution, the best pre-sale was related with the ideal process, when we have enough time to prepare everything. We have enough discovery time for discovery stage with the client, and we can ask a lot of questions to the client to clarify everything. We already have the expertise in this area, so everything is good, and we can have chance to make the great proposal.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Any questions from the? Okay.
Thank you, Elena. Alex, you have just stolen my question about the worst case. Okay, the next, my question. Is there a normal difference between pre-sale cost and proposal cost? So client just can accept this without additional arguments, for example, 10 or 20%. For example, if we have pre-sale cost $100 and the final proposal would be 120 or something like
that. You mean the difference between the proposal and the future project cost? Yeah, it normal situation if the difference not big, of course. We understand this, yes. If we make the mistake in 5 times or like that, it's not a normal situation. It means that something was wrong on the pre-sale stage, and we know that when the mistake is done at the beginning, it can have big impact for the future. So that's why I explained the importance of the pre-sale stage. We need to not to underestimate this stage. Big mistakes, it's not normal. And I know that we had maybe 1-2 cases with big difference, and we learn on our mistakes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. One more questions, or you will keep them to the panel session, right? So we will. Okay, super. I like the questions. Who want to be a pre-sale engineer or pre-sale manager? Think about your question.
Hello, Elena. Elena, thank you for all of this. And my question is, did you face the situation when the client has a very small budget, but his expectations about, well, functional or implementation is huge? How to handle it, how to get the project?
In this, thank you for this question. In this, we had these cases. In this situation, very important to understand if this client will be very important for us in the future. Maybe it makes sense to take this project with small budget and big implementation costs in order to win the future opportunities with this client. And these opportunities in the future will take us a lot of project with a lot of people on the project, with a lot of revenue and so on. So usually we make some estimation if we really need to be involved in this story.
Yes, from my experience, if it's a customer with a huge presence in many countries, it's better to make a good pre-sale for client and then earn on the project itself in many years after. Right?
Yes, and really we can make great pre-sale and great project with a lot of implementation, and the customer sees our experts, see that our expertise is huge. We did it in the best way, and he will propose us a lot of new streams on the projects or different projects with these clients, and it will be really very interesting story in the future. Not now, yes, but in the future, of course.
Yeah, if it's a new industry for us, that will be interesting, of course. So.
Yeah, absolutely right, Sasha, because sometimes we make the decision to be involved in such cases, in such projects, in order to grow our expertise in this area if we have it not enough, but it will open the doors in the future for the clients and other clients in this business area or industry. It's very important for us as well, and in this case we can take this project with small budget and huge opportunities in the future for us.
Yeah, thank you. Here we will finish, Elena. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you guys.